Fifiolo fatis mai le fionga Fonoti Agnes Loheni o i o le list MP mo le national mo le whainga paloto nei fo I tu sanga te tele noa tele ni so vaenga o lo o pena na fuafua ma plan I le national. Ia mbe a tu le mai mama malo le whainga paloto nei fo tu sanga lua fe lua se fulu ma le tolu Fonoti Agnes Loheni whaaftai tele lava mo le taimine nei tae. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the program. Malo se fu Maria, good morning.
Malois before. Thank you very much for having me, Radio Samoa.
Hello, Vaftai. How are you this morning, Fonti?
I'm very, very good.
Yeah?
We've had long days, long nights, but it's okay.
Must be a very busy time for the politicians, huh?
It's a very busy time. You may see us out, delivering letters or waving signs or, speaking at public meetings and debates.
Yeah.
But this is all part of what we need to do just to let people know what our plan is and what our policies are.
Yeah, okay. On my campaign, from your side, how's the campaign going through?
It's going very, very well in terms of, lots and lots of our members and our volunteers who are out working hard right across the country. But we still have, another week and a bit to go. So we're still going hard every single day.
Okay, Fonti, whamole le fasili o lewa o mana announce le Labour Party a malo le whainga palota ai o le apology, Dawn Raid's apology in a whai, so there will be Dawn Raid's Amnesty with visa for our people from Samoa and or other countries. A malo le national o ani vaenga whaiona national mo le Dawn Raids whamole mone.
Yes, a very good question. So I think what's important to note is that the Labour government have only just released this literally a few weeks left before the election.
Yeah.
And if you recall, the Dawn Raid apology was probably 2 years ago. So, you have to wonder why it took them so long to then suddenly realise that they wanted to provide something to support, particularly because, as we know, after the Dawn Raids, the apology, we did find out that there were still Dawn Raids happening, which is very sad. So the National Party has always acknowledged that what happened to our families at that time was, it was pure discrimination.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have happened. So we, totally support the apology. I think in terms of how we then move forward, there's still not much clarity. If you look at the detail of what the Labour government has announced on those visas in terms of the exact criteria, National Party supports a process for anyone from any country to apply to, for a working visa or to be a resident here in this country. We have a process, and with countries like Samoa, we do have a quota system that's already in place. I think we have to be careful with amnesties because on one hand, it says one message to all the people that are going through the process, applying, they wait a long time, they have to meet criteria, to then see that then you open a door for other people who have already been here unlawfully. And the second part about overstayers is that you don't want overstayers because it doesn't give them many rights. So we've had a lot of migrant exploitation in the country at the moment where some employers have brought people in, but they haven't been given the right working visas or papers, so they're here unlawfully, and then they've taken advantage of those people. So there was a case recently, a lot of workers from India, they were all together in one house, and they had their passports taken off them, and they weren't treated very well. So we want people to be here lawfully so that they can have those rights, and they don't when they're here, and that's very sad. And for those families that have children here, and they're not here legally, they can still always make cases to immigration on compassionately. Those things still happen, and that does actually happen for people. So there are other avenues people can still take.
Okay, so what you're saying, National won't do anything for our overstayers, apart from the quota, as you said, Fonoti.
Yeah, we don't have any policy around the overstayers.
Do you think that's good for the those who are overstayers in New Zealand?
I think what we want for the overstayers in New Zealand is that they can still have a process you can always still have a challenge or put a challenge to immigration, particularly if you've had children here. There's always that case. But we have to make this immigration fair for everybody that applies. Yeah. That includes all our Pacific people that come in through, the application process.
Okay, Fonoti, you did say it took too long for the Labour Party to announce the dawn rates apology amnesty. Do you think it's an attempt at baiting voters? Is what Labour did?
It does. It may appear like that. I'm just saying that when anything is I guess like this announced really just before voting. When they've had some time to put this policy in place to make it, I think, genuine. This could have, on their part, they could have done it sooner.
Yeah. Okay, Fonoti, and find out Mole National Party, what are some of the policies by the National Party?
Well, I think the first thing that everybody says to me when I'm out and about is the cost of living. So we all know now when we go and put petrol in our car or we go and do our shopping for our family, even our rents have gone up, and for our families that are paying mortgages, everything has gone up. So everything has gone up or everything has gone backwards, whichever way you look at it. So the first thing in our priority for the National Party is to address that cost of living.
Yeah.
And so this election is all about the economy. For example, I talk about the biggest cost to our family is, food and then, rent and then petrol.
Yeah.
So we've got a policy that we're going to remove the regional fuel tax that Labor put in place. This is for Auckland region. And that's added another 12 cents per litre to our petrol. So we're going to remove the regional fuel tax. You may not know that Labor already have planned to add another fuel tax next year, which is another 11 cents. So if you add 12 cents and 11 cents, it comes to just under 23 cents that they're going to add.
Yeah.
So we've said we're not going to add that fuel tax as well. This is something that we feel every week when we have to fill up our cars to get to work and to do all those things we do as a family.
Yeah.
The other area that we need to help our families on is some tax relief. We all pay a lot of tax, and so we are going to adjust the thresholds of tax so that you get more of your money back, so you're paying less tax. Yeah. That's just to help offset some of the inflation, the costs of everything going up at the moment.
Yeah.
And part of that too is we've got a family boost policy, which is to help with those families with kids and childcare, because we know that with working parents, sometimes we don't have our parents at home or aunties to look after our children. So many of our families now rely on daycare or childcare.
Yeah.
But a family boost policy where, you can get $75 back a week as a tax rebate on your childcare. So with tax relief and the childcare boost, a family with young children can get up to $250 back a fortnight.
Yeah.
So, all these things help. The other one we want to address is rent.
Right.
So I was actually in Parliament when this Labor government did a policy around tenancy for landlords. And the advice of the Labor Party at the time from officials and from our party was, if you make these changes, rent is going to go up. Labor government still went ahead and did it, and what's happened? Rent has gone up. So rent has gone up on average $180 a week since this government has come in. So now just to get a 3 or 4 bedroom house, you're looking at now close to $800. $700, $800. So, and our families need big homes because we tend to stay all together. Yeah. So everyone's noticed So cost of living is the number one thing we're going to address immediately.
Excellent, Fonoti. Malo lava for time more less on the for time. Okay. How much do you trust your leader, Christopher Luxon? Is he a good guy to be a Prime Minister of New Zealand after the election on the 14th?
He's a very good guy.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful guy to be the leader of the country,
Yeah.
because this election is about the economy at the end of the day, because that's why everything is so expensive, is because our economy is going backwards.
Right.
And he's a guy that understands the economy, understands what we need to do to make those changes so that we can actually allow families a chance to get ahead, because at the moment it's hard to get ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Fonoti, election is only 9 days away from today. What's your plan for the rest of the week and next week as well?
I've got a couple of events on today that I'm speaking at.
Yeah.
I do door knocking every day or delivering flyers, and our team is doing phone calling. The most important thing is that we let people know what our plan is.
Right.
We're going to do to turn the country around, to bring that cost of living down, petrol down, rent down. And we can only do that up until the day before election.
Right.
And that's what we try and do. And at the end of the day, it's up to everybody to get out there and vote, and it's their decision to make for them and their families, and we respect their decision.
Okay, Fonoti, are you able to tell our people how important it is for them to cast their vote?
Oh, absolutely. I just think, you may think that you're only one person, but it's an important vote that you have to make.
Right.
You have to think about what is good for you and your family and your children, because that's the day. And so I didn't talk earlier, but the other area that we need to realize is that our Pacific children are not doing very well compared to other children at the moment, and I've got those stats.
Yeah.
So, if we want our children to be in a position to get those higher earning jobs, we've got to fix education as well. So this is an important vote. I'm happy to talk to anyone who's not sure about our policies. Right. At the end of the day, please get out and vote. October the 14th is the last day. Remember, it's an MMP election. Sometimes people are still confused. You get 2 ticks, one for the candidate and one for the party. Don't do extra ticks or else you'll vote in void.
Excellent. Fonoti Agnes Loheni, Whawhatai Tele Lava, thank you so much for time in the Whawhatai Ao Mori Yelene Aso.
Whawhatai Tele.
Whawhatai Lava. Le whionga le whaltua Fonoti Agnes Loheni o le list MP mo le national whainga paloto le tau sangalua whelua se fulu mo le tolu tau tō mo rewere Samoa's whalima i pa tolu a mo.